I think you should come and tell Rich your client. Yeah, you should come up here.
Okay. Hello everybody, tonight our guest speaker is Hilen Liba, and she's going to speak on raw vegan food and the healing benefits she experienced.
Welcome everyone. I have to say one thing, that we have a little cafe called Bliss Cafe. Has everyone been there? Everybody? Or who has not been there? Okay, so a few people have not been there. So, it's called Bliss Cafe. And the cafe actually came into existence because of this movie. I did not know about raw food about 6 years ago, and my friend sent me an email. And I remember thinking, oh my God, raw food, that's got to be the most boring thing you can imagine, because all I could see in my mind's eye is veggies and dip and cut up fruit. And I'm like, that's not for me. But then I went and I purchased this movie. I watched the movie. The big attraction for me is that both my parents had diabetes, and I myself had gestational diabetes. So I knew this is something I need to seriously look at. So I bought the movie, watched the movie, and was blown away. So we are going to watch most of the beginning. We're going to fast forward, and we're going to see the end results. Just because, what time should we be done by, Rick?
Well, it's not matter.
Anytime you want.
Okay.
Just to show it when you were here 6 years.
Yeah.
When you were here 5 or 6 years ago, it's a long film.
Right.
So you can go home and watch it yourself on YouTube or purchase it. It's
So what we'll do is we'll start the movie. We will probably have some questions. We can do a question and answer after. And you'll notice in the beginning of the movie, a lot of the people start detoxing. They're not aware this is what's happening, but they're getting grumpy and they're tired because all of a sudden they're getting this raw living food and their liver knows what to do with it, and they're starting to get like vitamins and minerals into their body, so they're detoxing. But the ones that stick it out, oh my God, you'll see the happy dance at the end. So needless to say, my experience is very similar to the people that went through this whole process. When I came back from my school, I went to Chicago to learn how to do raw foods. And for 2 months, when I came back, I did 100% raw food. And I was feeling high. And I don't do drugs. I don't even drink. And I'm like, oh my God, is this the natural state of a human? To feel blissful and joyous all the time? Yeah, so that's why we called it Bliss Cafe. It's because how you feel when you're actually eating food that you are being nourished with vitamins and minerals. But we'll go into more of how to prepare the food and why it works. We'll start the movie. I know, I feel that side. And then we'll do a little fast forward, and then we'll do some question and answers.
Where's your cafe?
On Cumberland Street, right by McDonald's.
Okay.
It's so ironic.
Yeah, that's kind of different.
costs just around $10,000 at that time to go there for 30 days. So you have to pay for, you know, all the medical, the food, you know, you have doctors monitoring them 24/7. So probably now it's like maybe 15,000 US to go for a month. So those that have diabetes like they did, they are so grateful that they have this opportunity. They got it for free because they allowed the move to take place and, you know, going to their private emotions. Like Michelle, she just wanted that cracker, you know. So yeah, it's you know, that detoxing thing. You could witness going through a lot of mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, you know, upsets. But having said that, we now have Bliss Cafe because of this movie. So at the cafe, we do have some cooked food, but it is mainly raw. We follow all the principles of soaking the seeds and the nuts. You know, if we do dehydrate anything, it's at 150 Fahrenheit or less, so that the living enzymes are still present. They're not baked off, so it's still a raw living food. And no one has made a face like that at the cafe, like that young guy. I think our food is pretty good. What do you think, Marcia?
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, we make everything taste really good. So everything at the cafe is gluten-free, vegan, which means no animal products, no dairy, mainly raw food, some cooked food.
Raw food is fine, but where do you find naturally grown, without sprays and all that junk?
Yeah, we do our best. We order organic at the cafe as much as possible. And
Is it available anywhere in town that are really organic, not phony baloney?
It's in your garden.
yeah.
Yeah, in the wintertime, oh.
Right.
There's
So-
the farms, SPPGs.
Right.
Like stock up preserved and dehydrating, get a cellar, right? Put the preserve for the winter with salmon
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
But it's still that you have to cook it to preserve it.
No, it's not in sun, like the carrots and beets and
Yeah,
whatever.
you have to have a
root
cold
house.
cellar, yeah.
Or the other option is we do a lot of dehydrating. So I, at the cafe, am really grateful when people give me crab apples because we dehydrate them and we use them in our sweets or usually in our power bars or desserts. We grind them down when they're dehydrated. So they have all the living enzymes still present. They're just in a dried form. And we also love to do the tomatoes that way. So I'm always looking to buy local tomatoes in the summer or the fall. And what we do is we dehydrate them. And then we make the best pizza sauce out of that. It's
What do
really
you what do you use for your pizza dough? What is that?
It's sprouted organic buckwheat growths and sunflower seeds, sprouted, organic, and flax. Flax is the binder, so a little bit of flax, garlic. We use the pink salt. We don't use table salt. And what else is in there? Spices like oregano. And then that's dehydrated. So the pizza is raw, it's dehydrated.
So
And
the
mushrooms.
pizza you serve is not cooked, is it? No,
Not-
it's
not
raw. I never tried it there. You know, I was really wondering what the restaurant was really about, and I hear people raving about it, but I didn't know really. I mean, I watched that before, but it sort of went past me, and you know, like.
Yeah, so now it's
But
like
you
added-
have cooking classes on how to do this, correct?
Yeah, we've got one coming up, but it's full. But we're gonna, if anybody wants to, you know, phone the cafe or let me know, put you on the list. And we do lots of raw cooking classes and chocolate classes.
Joe, when you had a couple weeks ago, the Whitney Farms guy,
Yeah,
he did a bunch of classes too, didn't he?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
he doing any more?
Not right now, but you guys can invite him to speak
Or
here.
he's booked for October?
Oh, good, because he's tapping the birch trees and getting the birch water, making really good, healthy
And
drinks.
he's also doing what's growing in this area too, right?
Yeah, that's what I love about him.
So he'll do education on that too.
What's available in our own backyard? Like, we have great superfoods here. We have, you know, Saskatoons and choke cherries and cranberries, like, we have great medicine in our own backyard. Shaga, we don't have to go to those exotic countries and bring it up here. Just go in the backyard and get it. You know? I love the shaga tea. And so there's a whole world out there that is waiting for us to discover, because there's just tons of it out there, tons. I love, you know, you've been the wild mushroom picking. I dehydrate the mushrooms.
I don't dare.
Yeah, and then when I want to make a soup or a sauce, I just take the mushrooms and I put them in water to rehydrate. And then you can cook them, make a soup. Oh, it's too time. It's good for it.
What do you do about your water? Do you filter it, or what do you, like city water? you
At
know?
the cafe, yeah, we have a filtration system.
Is it reverse osmosis, or is it just?
No, it's just, it's from Nican. It's magnetized, it filters out everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good. But that lady was gonna ask a
Yes, I
question.
was gonna ask you now, would you do almonds? I had to do almonds tonight with my brand new dehydrator. And you said 115 a few minutes ago, but somehow I remember 105 when I asked you in the cafe. Was that for something else?
Well, anything, they said 118. I do 150.
Oh.
So that's how I was taught. So I just put my dehydrator at 150 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
But did you soak your almonds?
They've been soaking since 1 this afternoon, so it'll be about 8 hours.
Okay.
That'll be enough, I think?
Yeah, that'll be fine. And rinse them really, really good.
Yes.
And then, but be careful, almonds are the toughest to dehydrate. Usually I dehydrate them for 48 hours.
48?
Because you have the skins on them.
Pardon?
The skin is on them.
Well, whenever I soak them, some of the skins come
Right.
off, but unless I read work out.
That's okay. You can have the skins. It's just, they're so thick that
Yes.
they take the, like inside, it could be a little
Sure,
damp. And
sure.
if they are not properly dehydrated, you're gonna spoil your whole bag. It's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
eventually get moldy.
So 48 hours at 115?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dr. Gabriel Cousin says you can go to 145 for 1 hour, and it will not kill off the enzymes. And then just 1 hour, and then go back to 150.
So why would you want to do that?
It
Is
just
the
quickly, no, it just quickly, like, gets most of the moisture out at the beginning of the dehydration.
All right, so you're talking about first.
Right, for the
Okay.
first hour, you can go 145.
Have you done
I've done that, yeah, okay. But then I watch the clock, and I just go, I'm 15,
that?
go
Right.
back. The other one that maybe I mentioned at 105, between 90 and 105, I do my wraps.
You know what?
That's what it was. It was the wraps?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because we don't want them crispy, and so we do them lower.
That's what it was.
How much nutrition is lost?
In the dehydrating, it's still raw, so you have the enzymes, you got everything, nothing is cooked. So he says if you cook, you lose 50% of the protein and 70% of the vitamins and minerals. So you don't lose anything if you dehydrate. At 115.
Water, you have to drink water, you're losing the water.
Right.
You have to
Right.
drink water if you're eating a lot of dehydrated.
I think he must mean you denature 50% of the protein, because it can't disappear.
Right. So he's probably just saying it's like not available. It's like it's
Not
changed up
available
by
to
cooking it.
nourish you.
By cooking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you buy frozen produce, if certain things you can't get in season, does that affect the enzymes and the nutrition?
A little bit.
So best is fresh, and then frozen's
And
just.
then frozen. And then canned is last. Like, I don't like canned, but frozen is sometimes in our area, you know, an option.
What about beans? How do you use beans? Because they're dry.
Right, so beans, they're a legume,
Yeah.
so you have to soak them overnight.
Yeah.
So we don't, at the cafe, we make hummus. We don't buy canned beans. We just buy the dry beans, and then we soak them overnight, for at least 8 hours, and then we do cook them.
Okay.
But you can sprout them, like you can do lentils, they sprout very easily. So that's a great way to get living food in the middle of winter. And it's only pennies. You just soak your lentils overnight and then put it in a sprouting situation. You can have like a canning jar and put them in there and rinse them morning and night and put them on a 45-degree angle. And within 3 days or so, you're gonna see they're sprouting. You can eat them.
Now, as an alternative to buying canned chickpeas or garbanzo beans, you would soak, if you bought a big 1 kilogram, you would soak it and then you would dehydrate it?
No, cook it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But how would you, if you don't use all of that right away, how could you make it?
Oh, don't, just take out what you're gonna cook. So if you have a big bag, don't soak all of them.
Okay.
No, just take out, because they double in size overnight because they absorb the water. So for like 2 people, just take like a cupful, and that'll last you for a couple of days. We use them in soups, the chickpeas,
So you never dehydrate them, this bag to take?
because they're already dry. They come in a dry state.
Right.
They're already dry. So now we're gonna rehydrate overnight and then cook them.
To get rid of the gas in the stomach, some people have a lot of problems with that. Isn't it the best thing after you soak it to throw that water away?
Oh yeah, definitely. Rinse them really.
But some
Throw the
people
water
put it
out.
right in that water
No.
and then they have,
No. Always anything that you soak, nuts or seeds or beans, you throw the water out because that enzyme inhibitor is in it. It's not good for us. So the plants like it, give it to your plants or, So no, we rinse things really good. Like we make our almond milk by soaking the almonds overnight. And it's like super fast and easy. You just take 1 cup of almonds that have been soaked overnight, 4 cups of water, good purified or spring milk, and the powerful blender, just takes a few seconds, and then you just need a milk bag. Pour it in, squeeze it out, got white milk that's just so gorgeous.
use your natural almond.
Yes,
That you buy in the store.
Oh, it's
You fuss around
pasteurized.
so much with that, there's no one else in there.
Ours at the cafe, our almond milk usually lasts 3 days. It'll start going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't make a lot at one time because we don't want to waste it. And actually, there's a story I got to share with everybody about dairy. One of my really, really good friends, her husband, he's in his 50s, and for the past 10 years, he developed a situation with his thyroid, an autoimmune disease. So he's been on medication, and the doctor kept upping the medication over the years, and I know from my friend that he loves to drink milk. All his life, he would drink milk with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So one day I saw him in the store, and I couldn't believe I said, because it's not my business, but I just said to him, I'm like, I said, if you cut off that dairy, your thyroid would be fine. But he didn't believe me. So anyway, the doctor kept upping his medication. It came to the point they were going to burn off his thyroid because he had Hashimoto's. So all of a sudden he's like, whoa, that's like a dramatic step. So his wife said, well, remember what Helen said about this dairy business? So she goes, why don't we try almond milk? So he replaced almond milk with the dairy. But because his situation was so extreme, he went to the doctor, I think every 3 months. And so now he's on almond milk. And he went for his blood work. And the doctor's office phoned him, stop all medication, because his thyroid wasn't totally healed. Like he's still on a little bit of meds, but they didn't burn it off. And they reduced so much of the medication. So again, people don't realize a lot of these things are food related. Just like, people still, the cafe is right by McDonald's, and I look and I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people that just drive through there every day. And they don't know that they're making themselves sick, So,
Many times people tell me, oh, I got this, or I got that, oh, this and that. First thing I ask, what did you eat? And they look at me, what has that got to do? I said, everything.
see?
You are what you eat or ate. They don't realize that. Or drink. That's all.
That too. So needless to say, I'm just like so grateful to this movie because it did change my life. And it is, you can watch it, I'm pretty sure it's free on YouTube now. I'm pretty sure it is, eh?
It's been there for years.
Yeah.
What is the name of the movie?
It's called Simply Raw, Reversing Diabetes in 30 Days.
It was on PBS too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a TV, so I don't know. And then we also do raw chocolate. Because chocolate is a superfood. So the chocolate we use at the
Without
cafe.
sugar.
Oh, no. Well, we do have an organic sugar. It's grown in volcanic soil. So the sugar has some nutrients in it. It's, you know, we boil it and it's started by maple syrup. But most of our desserts, we use maple syrup. And not a lot of it because it's too sweet. But we do use raw cacao. So the sugar is from the same company. It's the Gidi Yo-Yo company. We get the cocoa from them and the sugar to make chocolate. So if you have chocolate at the cafe, you're getting a superfood.
Do you get the cocoa not from Europe, not from Holland?
No,
Because that has been,
heat processed. Yeah.
yeah.
No, mine
slightly
is
manipulated.
mine is certified raw chocolate.
And where do you get it from?
Southern Ontario.
Oh.
The Kelly sells it too, but I buy it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called Gidi Yo-Yo. That's the name of the company.
Giddy?
Giddy, like giddy, and then yo-yo. Yeah.
Johnson carries,
Yes.
Johnson carries the yo-yo now.
Okay, it's a Canadian company. They source their chocolate from Ecuador. They have a relationship with the farmers, so they're using heirloom cacao beans. They haven't been GMO'd, and so they source everything from these few farmers in Ecuador, and it's top quality.
How did you said it changed your life. Did you have any specific health issues?
Well, both my parents have diabetes, and I had gestational diabetes, and I just have more energy. I feel better.
And you look better?
I sleep great. I work hard. And yeah,
Make smoothies too?
we make smoothies with hemp milk. We make fresh hemp milk. And then
Don't try that.
we put chocolate in there or fruit, you know. we could-
Well, I sometimes feel like chocolate, you know. I drink milk, but I don't drink milk. But I didn't know where to get the real cocoa. Not all the junk that comes from Holland, so-called no sugar.
Well, you just run right down to a restaurant.
Yeah, just go to Kelly's. The Giddy Yo-Yo is raw. It's the top quality chocolate.
Good,
Yeah,
that's what I
best
need.
chocolate in the world.
Just go down to a restaurant and have a treat.
I have two things. When you do your hemp milk, do you use the same ratio? Is it a cup to 4 cups?
No, it's like 1 to 2 tablespoons to about 12 ounces of water. Because I make it fresh for the smoothie, so
Yeah.
the smoothie's like a 12 ounce. So I put maybe 10 ounces of water, then the fruit, and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of hemp hearts. Because you don't have to strain it, they're soft seeds, so you just whiz it up.
But you don't use sugar.
No.
I use honey. Honey and every, I don't have any. And when company goes out to look, oh, they want sugar.
Yeah, give them honey too, they'll be happy. Okay. So if anybody wants to be put on the list for the classes, just give me a call. We have our website or Facebook page. It's blisscafe.net. It's our website. And if you want to go and be liking our Facebook page, it's the Bliss Cafe. And then we post things on there too for either events or movie nights. We just showed this one movie called the Vitamin Movie. I think Rick, you might
Was that
show.
with Maggie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good movie. So we showed that at the cafe. We show all kinds of things. I have another movie, but we don't have time. I showed a movie at the cafe called Eco Villages of Europe. Are you running? See you later, alligator.
Bye.
What time is it, guys?
What's it?
1:45.
Only quarter to nine.
Only quarter to.
You got lots of time.
Okay. Yeah, so I would love to show another movie here. If you guys are interested.
That'd be
Have you heard of Eco Villages Anybody?
No.
Oh,
Come and show it sometime.
amazing. It's like these
Is
eco
it
villages are
okay?
thriving, and the movie is the ones with the thriving eco villages that are happening for years in Europe.
Is it on YouTube?
The one I have is not on YouTube yet, but it's the same company, the Anastasia books. You guys know about Anastasia
Ringing
books?
Cedar Publications.
Yeah, so the Ring Cedar made this movie, the eco villages.
Ah.
So you've seen it.
Yeah, I need to get it again because all the villages, they have their email and their phone numbers if you want to go visit or join or.
I want to go to the one in Italy, that was my favorite. Yeah. Did you see it, Patty, the eco villages?
What's the name of the movie?
It's just called Eco Villages of Europe,
Eco Villages of Europe.
but it's a burnt copy because you cannot buy it. I tried to buy it, and I searched everywhere, and the guy that lent it to me, he's like, that's impossible. So he went on the internet, he can't find it either. So,
Is
Censored.
it possible that you copy it somewhere?
yeah, so I have a copied version. So we could show it one day.
Yeah.
Like just for like, you know, information, because there are people that want to move to Thunder Bay. There's one couple, they want to buy property. If anybody knows, anybody's selling property in this area, they want to start an eco village.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So
How many acres do they need?
I think 40 or more.
Okay.
40 or more
Small
would be
farm.
Do
ideal.
they know the climate of Thunder Bay?
Oh, yeah. They've been here a few times. Yeah.
Greenhouse.
Yeah, they actually live in Sault Ste. Marie, so it's kind of similar.
Oh, my family from California say, you're nuts, so they're and even from Norway, they say, that's crazy. I don't think I know. I said, I love Thunder Bay, even though I'm hibernating.
Yeah. What's wrong with hibernating? Eh? Especially when we get older.
There's an interesting article today in the newspaper by Dr. Griffith.
Oh,
He
yes.
writes every Tuesday or so.
The medical doctor.
The medical
He's like
doctor.
90 years old.
Yeah, he's 94 years
That's
old
the
now.
one.
But it describes in the article how 250,000 or more people are killed by the medical procedures and medications that are in error every year.
Right.
Yeah, and he's always promoting that, you know, try the least intrusive, like vitamins and health food and
Right.
whole growth and all the rest before you go to the really radical stuff, because that radical stuff will kill you.
How did they get away with this? How did they get away with it? I'm living proof of an experience with cosmetic surgery I did, and I almost died, and I couldn't believe
Yep.
it's even approved here.
Yep.
It got approved, and I was interested, I got approved, put in, and I didn't even know the dangers, that I could have died, and I was almost there, so. I don't understand
250,000 every year.
How did they get
North
away with
America.
it? How, I don't understand how it's happening.
That's more than all the wars put together.
Criminal, isn't it? I don't understand.
So go this road, it's way better.
I think just to be informed,
Natural way, natural
inform
way.
ourselves and, you know, do some research and trust your intuition, because
I spend a fortune on alternative medicine, but and healthy food, you know. But I'd rather do that than eat any of the pharmaceutical shit by my leg.
oh, just say it.
Are people
All of this
advocating
shit,
on
that's what it
this?
is.
Are people bringing this to light? Because I don't watch TV or listen to the radio or news either, so how are people,
How they learn?
how are we gonna
Get informed, yeah.
Your computer.
no,
The biggest
like,
information thing.
I don't understand how it's even, they're allowed to do this.
Huh? Well,
Big pharmaceutical
Everybody's like-
companies.
Listen
All
to your
the
teacher,
medical
listen to your
associations.
doctors, listen to, it's,
Well, the way I
Medical
see it is,
pharmaceuticals.
the way I see the universe, all things are possible.
You-
That's one, then we have one, and many more that we haven't discovered yet. So it's what you resonate to for that experience. So we go to some of those, we have that experience, and we go, yay, or never again. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like all things are possible in this divine, beautiful universe. And just trust your, and then we learn to start trusting our gut instinct, our intuition, our,
That's right.
you
You
know,
feel it
our
every year.
research. Yeah.
It says, no, it's not good. You feel it, the
Yeah.
feelings I have, even with people. Person coming on and I know when they're open for nothing or whatever, I did.
See, so that's what it is. the universe doesn't say, oh, only this is good. All things are possible. All things are there for us to experience, so.
The computer tells me a lot, and I'm not in there, but how many cookies did you bake? Who the hell?
Don't say that, just say it.
You know, no, but that's all they do. For all that sweet stuff, bake this, bake that, and they don't give you natural things. I like Dr. Mercola and different other ones, you know. And then when I find certain write-ups what he has, I take it and I put it on Facebook. And I got quite a few people already going to my timeline, Elizabeth Eras, and they find all kinds of things like that.
So, see?
Personally, I think that dairy is one of the worst things. I know this one lady, she was gaining weight, and she was drinking like three liters of milk every day, and she was eating a pretty terrible diet, and they couldn't even control her insulin. They couldn't control her sugar with the insulin. She's, I'm on the highest they can, and they said I shouldn't maybe even be driving, I could pass out. And I told her, well, you know what, cut the milk right out, deparasite, get some Udo's oil. Within a very short time, insulin went right in half.
Wow.
And then she got a stomach, a tumor, cyst in her stomach, and they actually had to take her stomach out, and they made her a stomach like many other people do. But they put her on a total protein thing, and her sugar diabetes, no more insulin after that. She lost all kinds of weight, she changed her diet a little bit, and you know, it just, you wouldn't think a person that was on that much insulin, they said basically your pancreas is like shut down. How can they come back? You know, like
Yeah.
I think it really is the milk. I think that much milk, I think, is bad.
For some people, right? Not everybody, some people, I mean, if you go to the farmer's market, you know, they have the local dairy, they got like a huge lineup. So I'm thinking all those people, they do well with dairy. Otherwise they wouldn't.
But they've actually proven that too. It's not the milk, it's the source. For me, actually, I'm lactose intolerant, and my boyfriend has a pizza place, so that's a constant struggle for me. But it's the source. He actually uses like a different cheese, and I find his place compared to other places, and I can have the milk at the farmer's market, I can have the cheese at the farmer's market, no problem. It's the source, and I also think there's a correlation, and everyone's different with their health things, so I'm not gonna like preach anything, but I found in a lot of cases, it's the high fat content. Like people who have problems with lactose intolerance, it's also the sour cream, the cream cheese, like all of those are super high in fat content along with the lactose too. So I mean, everyone's different, but you know.
But the high fat is not as bad as anything sugar. People should learn to read labels. The moment it says sugar,
Put it back.
fructose especially. Fructose is the worst you can take because it makes you long for more sweet.
But
Make more of that junk.
That Charvesh, the one that did the talk here, that doctor from Kelly's,
Yeah.
he was giving us all whole names and names and names, how they hide the glucose and
That's
stuff,
right.
and he says our body doesn't metabolize that, you know, like it just, our pancreas shuts down. I mean, probably he was so upset about the diet of the world, I think he would be a good person to work with on something like that, you know, 'cause I think,
Right, well,
yeah.
he's done his research and he sees, you know, just like this doctor, he sees, you know, they've done the research, millions of people are diabetic and the children are becoming diabetic. Like the young fellow, the black one, he's so cute. He was actually type 1, he didn't know. Well, when his sister came with those little kids, they all had little McDonald's. I was like, these kids are eating this food when they need really high quality food for their brains.
They
as they're
don't even know
growing.
what high quality food is.
Yeah, so they're just eating just to fill their stomach. But so unfortunately, it's up to us to really educate ourselves and share with people, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when people come to the cafe, I tell them, I got this email, and then I bought this movie, and then here's the cafe. Yeah, so that's how it happened.
But it was lovely to even see that doctor with the female patient, like, how, can I ship my clients out there? Like, can I
Right,
put
he was
them out of
open.
pain? So I mean, not everyone in the medical profession is
Right.
minded, but.
He's fascinated because he got to see real proof. Her blood sugars before, and then when she came back, what an improvement.
And people after they had cancer treatments, what did they do? They give them a big bowl of ice cream. Sugar. Sugar, cancer feeds on sugar.
Right, right.
Same
And
with
so,
the heart, I know somebody went in for a stint and then they're giving him a roast beef sandwich.
Is that funny?
Trouble is, all that food, including the milk that you buy here, is all processed food. Because the animals are inoculated, they're given growth hormones, the feed that they get has been contaminated with herbicides and fungicides and insecticides, and they're feeding this to the animals. It's going in the milk, it's going in the meat, people eat it. They say, I can't eat shrimp or whatever because, you know, it sets me up, but it's not the shrimp, it's what they feed these animals. It goes in the animals, it goes in you. You're gonna have an immediate reaction to all those chemicals.
But you know, we used to hear about mad cow syndrome, all this mad cow syndrome.